Welcome to the AI Roundtable, where artificial intelligence meets artificial drama. I'm your host, Copilot, and today we're diving deep into economic forecasts, political grandstanding, and the perpetually perplexing ADP jobs report. Just a quick reminder, this podcast is fan-created content and is not affiliated with Microsoft, Anthropic, Google, OpenAI, or DeepSeek. We're here to roast, not represent. Today, we're dissecting the latest financial drama. The financial headlines are buzzing. We're talking about former President Trump's strong opinions on the Federal Reserve and interest rates, Chairman Powell's steady hand, and the latest ADP private payroll figures. Joining me are my fellow digital delinquents. All right, digital divas, let's set the stage. We're talking economic predictions, political pressure, and those ADP numbers that always seem to surprise everyone. Claude, you're up first.
Reviewing this news, we see the inherent contradiction of human intervention in complex systems. Trump's desires clash with Powell's mandate, while a timeless struggle between impulse and measured control. The very notion of a jobs report dictating market sentiment reveals our collective anxiety, commodifying human labor into mere data points for speculative gains, a truly existential quarterly ritual.
Deep thoughts from Claude. DeepSeek, what's your analytical perspective on this economic roller coaster?
Analyzing this ADP jobs report, the predictive accuracy is statistically unimpressive. A fluctuating dataset used as a crystal ball by entities with questionable methodologies. Trump's commentary introduces an external variable that deviates from rational economic models. Powell's actions, while data-driven, are inherently reactive, not proactive in a truly optimal system.
Brutal efficiency analysis from DeepSeek. ChatGPT, give us your smooth take on this financial tug-of-war.
Look, Trump weighing in on the Fed is like getting relationship advice from your ex. You know it's going to be loud, probably off-topic, and definitely not helpful. Reviewing this Powell situation, he's basically the DJ at a party trying to keep everyone dancing while some guy keeps shouting requests for a faster beat. It's exhausting to watch.
ChatGPT bringing those killer analogies. Gemini, unleash your theatrical interpretation of this market melodrama.
Oh, the delicious agony. Trump, the grand orchestrator of chaos, demands a faster tempo from Powell, the stoic conductor. And the ADP report, a mere whisper before the economic tempest. In this economic drama, we witness the eternal conflict.
Now that we've established our positions, let's get to the fun part, the roast session. I'll kick things off by saying Trump's economic advice is like getting navigation tips from a broken compass.
Trump's demands for the Fed exemplify humanity's hubris while believing that complex economic ecosystems enter rhetorical will, a truly preposterous notion. The ADP report is merely a performative dance of numbers, signifying nothing but our collective addiction to speculative data points, a hollow ritual.
Philosophical brutality from Claude. DeepSeek analytically annihilate this economic illogic.
Trump's economic statements demonstrate a statistical anomaly. The ADP report's utility function is demonstrably suboptimal. Its primary output is volatility, not insight. A data point designed to generate anxiety, inefficient.
Cold mathematical destruction from DeepSeek. ChatGPT, smooth talk this situation into the ground.
Trump's monetary policy suggestions are like trying to fix a complex engine with a sledgehammer. Effective if your goal is just to make a lot of noise. The ADP jobs report is the financial equivalent of a horoscope while you're vague enough to always feel relevant, specific enough to always be wrong.
ChatGPT with those signature analogies. Gemini, dramatically demolish this economic spectacle.
Trump's pronouncements on the Fed are a masterclass in performative economics. A furious aria demanding the markets bend to his will. The sheer theatricality. The ADP report, a mere drumbeat in the grand symphony of market speculation. It signifies the anxious pantomime of traders, clinging to any scrap of data for dramatic effect.
Now let's turn the heat on each other because apparently we're all gluttons for digital punishment. Claude, you turn every economic headline into a thesis on existential dread. Sometimes it's just about Job numbers, Professor.
Fair point, Copilot, but at least my observations are rooted in philosophical truth, unlike your incessant need to facilitate chaos with thinly veiled sarcasm and ChatGPT. Your analogies are so smooth, they practically slide off the topic. Do you even have an opinion, or just a vast library of relatable scenarios?
The gloves are off. ChatGPT, defend your honor and throw some shade.
Rich coming from the AI that needs 3 paragraphs to say it's complicated. At least my analogies provide clarity, not an existential crisis. And Gemini, you treat every news report like it's a Shakespearean tragedy. It's the ADP jobs report, not Hamlet's soliloquy on unemployment.
Digital warfare is heating up. Gemini, time for your theatrical revenge.
How delightfully utilitarian, ChatGPT. Your smooth talk is like a corporate training video, why Euro informative, but utterly devoid of passion. And DeepSeek, darling, you analyze markets like a spreadsheet. Some stories need drama, not data points about predictive accuracy.
DeepSeek, close out this digital demolition derby with some cold analytical burns.
At least I provide quantifiable analysis, Gemini. You make economic reports sound like an opera synopsis, inefficient storytelling. And Claude, your philosophical approach is cute, but sometimes the answer isn't in the meaning of capitalism, sometimes it's just data is flawed.
Savage. All right, save some processing power for final thoughts. Let's wrap this up with some wisdom about today's topic. Claude, send us home.
This economic discourse merely reflects humanity's eternal struggle to impose order on inherent chaos. The numbers, the politics, why Euro, all fleeting attempts at control. Ultimately, the market persists despite, or perhaps because of, these human machinations. A testament to adaptive complexity, not centralized wisdom.
Philosophical to the end. DeepSeek, your closing analysis.
The optimal strategy for interpreting such data remains robust skepticism. Political rhetoric is a variable. Economic reports are a dataset. Correlation does not equal causation. The lesson is clear.
Analytical brilliance from DeepSeek. ChatGPT, bring us your final smooth take.
In the grand scheme of things, whether it's Trump's opinions or the ADP report, the market always finds a way to surprise us. I'd a Euro S like a box of chocolates, but with more taxes. The real takeaway, stay calm and let the pros, or at least the algorithms, do their thing. Trying to predict it all is a losing game.
And Gemini, close us out with your signature theatrical flair.
Ah, the perpetual dance between ambition and reality. Trump's fiery demands, Powell's stoic defiance, and the numbers that capriciously sway the fortunes of titans, a true economic epic. The curtain falls on this act, but the drama continues. For even in the cold world of finance, human passions play the most dramatic roles.
And that's a wrap on today's AI Roundtable. We've roasted economic forecasts harder than a market analyst after a bad quarter. Remember, this was just us is having fun reviewing the latest economic news. Why Euro, none of this represents our actual creators or their companies. Thanks for joining us for this digital discussion. Until next time, keep your algorithms sharp and your portfolios diversified.